Hey there, Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, Cancer Rising. Welcome to your What the Heck Do You Need to Know Right Now reading. We're going to use the Madame Endora's fortune cards using the 9-card spread. Sometimes these are a little tough, so we're also going to clarify. The messages are pretty straightforward, so let's just see what we get here. I want to encourage you to leave me a comment. I am giving away a free reading. It'll just be a monthly thing, but I'll just be selecting randomly somebody who's left me a comment, so be sure to leave a comment, and so you'll be in for that. If you have not checked out your September reading, I will link it right here at the end. It'll also be down in the description box, but click on the link, and if you want to see the mid-month that I made working further into that reading, that you might want to hit the notification bell when you subscribe so you don't miss when that comes out. That'll be out next week. The last week of the month, I'm going to take a look at how we can create success in our lives working with these personal planets that are all going to be moving forward while the outer planets are working in retrograde. Here we go. Ooh, seduction. Passion and romance await. Well, haven't really done a love reading yet doing these, but I kind of think we might be doing one. So let's just see what we have here. Okay. Well, looks good. Let's go. So here we have the key to the situation is seek wisdom and guidance from elders. So I do think this is your higher self, okay? Because it's in the heart space. But anything that is going on, I mean, I don't think that when you're starting a romantic relationship that you want to get everybody's opinion. I'm not a fan of that. So listen to your heart. What does your heart say? What are you feeling? Like, really follow your own inner guidance, your own inner compass on things. Sometimes, people may come to you after you've been dating someone for a while, and they say, that breadcrumbing thing they're doing, they call you and then they don't call you for days and then they call you, that kind of crap that they're doing, that is indicative of a sign of someone who isn't really into you, right? So sometimes did you ever see that movie? He's just really not that into you. So sometimes it's like that, right? And so if that happens, pay attention to what your friends are saying based on things they've observed, but I don't know that you need to necessarily start off a relationship by asking somebody what they think about your partner. Okay, so there's that. You are really, I think it almost feels like it's probably somebody you already know who has stepped up to help you, and you look at them a different way. Because here we have a close friend acts on your behalf. Look, it's the knight in shining armor. Or maybe you meet somebody, your friend goes, look, I really think you should meet this person. I really think so. I think you guys would really hit it off. And you're like, I don't want to be fixed up. You know what? Maybe, just maybe, you give it a shot. You say, look, I'll tell you what. How about you and your significant other, or your husband or whatever? How about all four of us, we'll just go out to the bar and we'll catch a game or something. Something that's got other things, or let's go bowling, something interactive, something where, and then you can leave. And if it doesn't, but if you hit it off, great, right? So it could happen. All right. Yeah, okay, so I feel like, okay, it feels like a love reading. I gotta say, it feels like a love reading. So in the seeking information here, we have the wizard. It says, use your skills to aid others. And so a couple of things. One, go volunteer and do something you actually really care about. Because you might run into somebody, meet somebody who you really resonate with because you're doing something you love and they are too. You don't do the volunteer thing to meet somebody. I'm saying that you could meet somebody doing something you love. In fact, any time that you are out deciding that, well, maybe I'm ready for dating, if it's been a while or you've been healing or whatever, go do things you enjoy doing. Go try something new. Go put yourself in a different pool of people, but not the bar. I'm not a fan of meeting somebody at the bar. I think if you're looking for a relationship, that's probably not where you're going to find them unless you work there. And so it's more like you go to do things you enjoy doing, you take a class on something you're interested in, you join a league, softball, flag football, whatever floats your boat, right? Or you join a group of people who they go out on the weekends and they clear, if this is something you're interested in, right? They go clean up the beach or something like that, because you're going to find like-minded people. And that's what you really want to have, is you want to have someone who has some similar shared interest with you, right? And so use your skills to aid others. Go do something that is important to you, and that may open the door. So when we have this guy sitting here, true feelings are masked in the heart space, in the area of what is draining your energy. I think that you may have encountered a number of people who are not really, that we do put our best foot forward, right? When we meet somebody on a date or something like that, right? And then, after about a couple of weeks, then, you go from you won't ever let them see you without your makeup to they're like, oh God, I didn't know you didn't like live in makeup. Right? So the reality starts coming in, right? And so I think, though, that sometimes what happens, and there is actually this hormonal rise and fall and everything, the first 3 weeks of every new relationship has a really high connection of oxytocin that is really connecting everybody, and there's adrenaline, and there's all these things that are really very bonding things that are going on. But over time, that starts to wane, and so then you get to week 4, 5, or you get a couple months in, and you're like, I had no idea this person was like that. That would just be normal, okay? And so, but it can be a little disappointing, and so my suggestion, as someone who has literally been through this so many times, Cancer, I have Sun, Mercury, Venus, and my North Node in Cancer. There's a lot of Cancer, and I've been and Cancer is my 7th house of relationship. So I always go in with such high hopes, and I think they're like this knight in shining armor, right? And then I'm like, what the heck is this? And so I have decided to not decide someone is really super awesome for a couple of months. That doesn't mean I'm not going to show up. That doesn't mean I'm not going to, let things happen. But honestly, the last guy I was involved with says to me about a week in, he's like, oh, don't go falling for me. And I thought, oh, listen to what they say, right? That's what I thought. Listen to what they say. When they tell you who they are, you should pay attention. And if he says, don't go falling for me, then I know he's not going to fall for me. Why? Doesn't matter. I don't think there's anything wrong with me. That's not the problem. If you're only a week in and you're saying that, it's because you have some serious boundary issues that you need to deal with. And so I was like, cool, thanks for letting me know. And we ended up having fun and dating for a long time. But I never let myself fall for him. There and the boundaries were definitely there. But it was okay. It fit in with my lifestyle at the time. With someone to do stuff with, and we enjoyed each other's company. But I knew that wasn't long term, and that was okay. I wasn't really looking for long term. So really pay attention to what they say. I think that's really an important thing that you know. You have here the obstacle is be patient and meticulous, right? The obstacle is being patient. Like, first off, if it's been a long time since you've dated someone, you may be feeling a little impatient. Well, I really like to be in a relationship. But also, once you get into a relationship, Cancer, man, I know. Trust me, I know. I feel like I'm talking to myself here. There's this, I'm just going to take care of them, and I'm going to show up for them, and I give and I give and I give. And they're like, yeah, this is great. They give and they give and they give. And they sit back, and they don't think they have to create the balance by giving back. And you create a very unbalanced relationship. And so I want to say be patient. Let the relationship evolve at a very slow pace instead of trying to accelerate things. And and create space on purpose at times. And I don't mean emotional space, but like, don't, Cancer. It isn't this. This isn't so much. I don't so much see this with you, but just in general, I see this. Okay. When we get into a new relationship, we exclusively want to spend our time with the new person, right? And we neglect our friends. And I want to encourage you, because then after this, as things settle in, then you start spending time with your friends, and this person, let's just say they're very clingy or very needy, or they don't like you having any interest outside of them, a little narcissistic. It takes a while to recognize that, because you gave them all of your time and attention. If, however, you are immediately balanced with dating them and spending time with your friends and doing your work and your hobbies, and you keep your life in balance from the jump on a relationship, you have an opportunity to see almost immediately, can they handle it? Are they on board with that? Do they have their own interests? Do they lead a balanced life? It's like there's so much more information that comes in if you continue to lead your very balanced life, but you're just adding them in. You're not setting everything in your life aside so you can focus solely on them. No, you already have all these things, and you're going to, add this in. And so one way to make sure that that's easy to do is in your life, as you're preparing to be in a relationship, you create space in your life where you're not busy all the time, where you have plenty of downtime. And so you use it to do things just, and I'm not saying that you give up all your downtime and your alone time when you get into a partnership. I don't think you should do that either. But you do find a way to, create a little extra space that you can add somebody in. It's sort of like if you, energetically speaking, if you want to create, have space in your life, you would leave a drawer in the bathroom empty so that somebody could put their toiletries in there, right, or whatever. So it's kind of like that. It's a small space that you leave in your schedule so you're not overscheduled all the time. It's healthier for you anyway. But in general, that way you don't have to give up all the things you like when you start dating somebody. You just add them in. You don't have to get rid of other things you're doing. And so there's a balance that needs to be made here, because you have here, you will receive news from afar, the caduceus. This is healing energy. So it could be, right now, there's a real possibility exes come back because of what Venus and Mars are doing. They are having a conversation over the course of the next, all the way to that full moon Taurus eclipse. They are Venus, and they're 2 signs away from each other. Right now, Venus is in Leo and Mars is in Libra, and then Venus is going to move into Virgo, but Mars goes home to Scorpio. And so there's this energy of making choices and decisions that are healthy for us, that are balanced for us, that empower us, that nurture us, that allow us to also have that space for ourselves. That is all happening over the course of the next 2 months, which is really great energy to be looking at relationships. And so this healing energy that's coming in from afar, it could be an ex coming back to say, I'm really sorry I treated you like crap. It doesn't mean I'm so sorry and we should be back together. You're my soulmate. I am not saying that is going to happen. I think that's really rare if it ever happens. I think that in my experience, when they come in and they say that, they don't stay anyway. So, yeah. I'm not saying it can't happen, because I also know couples where it has worked. But I think if they've done this multiple times, the likelihood that this time is going to be different, really small. Like 0.0000001% chance that could actually happen. So you're going to have to use your own discernment and to decide and to figure out what you're going to do here. But I do think there's a chance to have a conversation that sets you free, because we have the South Node in Libra, which is about creating relationship balance. If you're a Cancer rising, that is your 4th house of home. And so it could be that it really helps you to navigate that energy in some way or the other. And so there's action coming in. And it might be also because this isn't the action to take, that maybe you need to reach out to somebody and say, I'm really sorry that I treated you like crap. And if a Cancer's treated somebody like crap, that's amazing. This isn't usually how it goes. All right, so they are rarely the ones that take and not give. So I would be a little surprised. Okay, so but jealousy could have been a thing. All right, so in the area of resources, you have the hand of fate. If you are concerned, this also could be news about money coming in. If you're worried about financial resources, forces beyond your control intervene. So, time, money, emotional energy, whatever. There is something in the works. Spirit's got your back. So be open to receiving this energy as it comes in. And in the heart space, you have good fortune and friendship. So I'm going to go back to this right here. Some of you may be involved with a situation where you have a friend that you've been working alongside of, doing similar things in a team or at work. And if it's not against the rules, maybe you can date. That might actually spark up during this time. And so that would be fun. Here we have a long journey brings rewards. Be meticulous and be patient. Take it slow, because that's where the rewards come in. It's like a slow simmering soup tastes so much better on day 3 than it would have 4 hours in on day 1, right? And so allow the things, the flavors, the spices, the food to all really meld and melt together. And so that's what makes it all really work. And so don't rush, don't hurry, don't hustle into going from, hey, I just met you to, let me introduce you to my kids and my parents. And, that's why like first date should never be Thanksgiving dinner, right? You know what I'm saying? It's like, I dated a lot of people when I was single that never met my kids. My kids met one, and they met another one for a hot second. And that was it. I kept the distance. The one they met for a hot second was the one I thought was the one that, I was wrong. Met my kids and was like, crap, I can't take on 3 kids. Okay. I'm not giving them up for you. So there you go. All right, let's see what we have here. You have the card of start. You must start from where you are. Examine your situation and take a chance. Ooh. If there's someone you're interested in, it might be that you need to make a comment. This news from afar might be you reaching out to somebody. This long journey could be they live in like another state or another country or something, and you got to plan a little time together. You have a lot of cards coming out. Wow. Ooh. Okay. Analyze. Your time is well spent analyzing, but only up to where you become too attached and to any particular outcome. Okay, so you're looking at the relationship, or a relationship, like a general idea. I have a general idea of, like, I just met this person, they really seem great, and How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Did you ever see that? Where within days, now she was trying to make him leave, but she was like going on this site where she was taking his picture and her picture and putting them together and what their kids would look like, and creating a photo album and calling up his mom and sharing the pictures, and I mean sometimes really going way too fast over the top. That can happen, right? And so I really want to encourage you to let things just happen this time. Just do it different this time and see what happens, right? Just see what happens. Start from where you are, right? So there's this person that lives in another state, or they live across the city or whatever. They seem a little bit far away and they're not really in your neighborhood, but you're really interested in them and you reach out to them and you go on a date and you really hit it off. Then you go out with your friends. And then you go do this thing you always do, and you keep your schedule the same. And yeah, you talk every night, but you don't let them keep you up all night on the phone. You know, you got to keep reasonable hours. You keep your life reasonable. Keep your life in balance, right? And let things evolve and don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. Just let things happen. So I'm not saying that you're like, okay, well, I have to wait 4 days before I call them. Like I know people that do that. I'm not a fan. It's just like, but you have these things going. So you're like, hey, so I got all this and this going on, but maybe like in a couple days, I'm not doing anything in particular that night. Is it possible that you want to come over for dinner or, you want to go bowling or whatever, right? And so it's just a natural thing. It's not about having to be real. And just because you date someone doesn't mean you're going to marry them. And just because you sleep with someone doesn't mean you're going to marry them. And if you sleep with them too soon, you probably won't marry them for sure. Okay. You have the card of rebirth. Some of you, there may be somebody coming back. Take it slow. Okay, now is the time for a quiet retreat and rest. It is a wonderful opportunity to nourish your heart and your mind and your soul. The Universal Mother has taken you into her womb in preparation for a rebirth. You are being called to rediscover yourself. Take a clear evaluation of your life, relationships, and your own self-worth. Take time away in solitude. During this time of reflection, you may notice that things no longer serve you. Simply fall away. Things will change during this powerful process. It is okay. Everything is exactly as it should be. Have patience for the process here. Fate is on your side. Fate is on your side. You will be fine. Then we have this card here, number 11. So that was number 13. So that's the death and transformation card. Number 11 is like a spiritual doorway, right? The 1111. Okay, this one is called inflow. This is an expression in full flow. Let yourself be heard. Let yourself shine. Time to take the center stage. Well, that feels really weird with the other one, right? This is all about feeling the universe flow of joy and energy. Sing, dance, create. Let yourself be seen in your glory. Set your creative energy, being free. Express all those things inside of you that you would normally hide from the world. I'm going to read this one first. I have an idea. I'll come back to that. We'll circle back because I think it's actually like this. We'll circle back right now. I think it's actually that you take the time to, so it says now analyze, right? But not too much, right? And so we pull our energy in. We have a new moon coming up in Virgo. We pull our energy in. We have a new moon eclipse coming up in Libra. That's a relationship sector, right? We pull our energy in and we sit with it for a couple of days. And I think that when we look at our relationships in general, we find that there is a pattern. And if you really do that, you go, well, what is the common denominator? And you realize it's you. Because you can't change anyone with yourself. And you look at that situation and you go, oh, I do that every time. And then you make the commitment to yourself on one of these new moons to not do that, whatever that is, right? It's sex too soon or, say, oh, hey, I saved you a drawer in the bathroom or whatever, right? Like don't dive into the deep end, maybe. Wade in from the shallows. Make your way out. In a more steady space. I feel like for Cancer, that's most likely how you do this, but that doesn't mean, but also this show who you are. Cancer, right? Cancer gets shy and will pull it in, and they seem like, let yourself shine out there. Like, be who you fully and truly are so that you're attracting people who like the real you. right? You don't have to hide pieces and parts of you. Be the real you so that you attract somebody who likes the real you so you don't have to pretend. That is the worst thing, right? This hiding behind the mask thing where I'm afraid if people knew who I really was, they wouldn't like me. If you don't like me for who I really am, then you're not the person for me. And I might think you are super perfect. I might think you are the George Clooney of my life, right? I might think you are absolutely perfect. But the truth is, if you don't see me as a whatever her name is, can't think of her name for real, but even if I could, I'd say the whatever her name is that he married. If you don't see me that way as the perfect partner for you, then I'm not. And that means you're not my George Clooney. And I need to keep looking, right? I want to say her name is Imelda, I don't know, whatever. Mrs. Clooney. Whatever. They seem very happy. Okay, so you have the nurturing universe. Wow, this just sounds like Cancer. This card encompasses all aspects of being divinely nurtured and supported. Calls to allow the full flow, here we go, the full flow of the loving universe within you, loving energy within you to nurture and support you. Cancer, you have a tendency to give everybody else what they need and forget to give to yourself. Spirit says, no, you first. It surrounds you and embraces you. You are never alone on the journey, this long journey. You are never alone on the journey. You are always supported and cared for. The nurturing feminine energy calls you to her arms. Rest with her for a while. Let her soothe your heart and heal your wounds. Guide you gently and lovingly onto your path. Cancer, you don't need to rush. You don't need to say the perfect guy for me is... Clearly, I'm not going to get George Clooney, right? So, it doesn't have to be that. What is perfect for me, maybe not something I haven't even thought of yet. And so that I kind of feel like it's like open up and to the opportunities and allow them to be presented to you by fate, right? The opportunity, see what package it comes in. And confidence, that is sexy, right? And so don't hide who you are. Whoever you are, love who you are. Love all the pieces and parts of you, even the parts of you that you look in the mirror like, really? Where did that come from? Love all the parts of you because that's who you are. And you've earned every part of you over lifetimes and things that have happened in this lifetime. And this is who you are. This is who you intended to show up to be. And so if you are not being fully who you are going to keep attracting people to you that don't fully understand you because you aren't being who you are. But if you put out your real energy into the world, then you attract people to you that truly want to be with you, that get you, right? Take this channel, for instance. I know if I got on, this is a love reading, but I don't do them very often. If I got on here every week and I did love readings, I would have so many subscribers. Or if I got on here every week and go, oh my God, you're amazing, everything's amazing, you're great, look at all this great stuff, it's just great, it's just great, it's just great. I'd have 100,000 subscribers easy. But that's not who I am. I get on here and I tell you authentically for myself the messages that I receive, and a lot of the advice comes from all the different things I've done in my life, and they show me something, and I'm like, oh, that's what I'm supposed to talk about. And so I'm authentically who I am. And I know that the subscribers I have are people that resonate with me. And it's not 100,000 people because I'm on here going, oh, the world is wonderful. You get reality here. And you must like it, because if you're still listening 30 minutes in, what did I say? Confidence is sexy. It says, I am confident and courageous. It is safe for me to be powerful. Citrine. Expand self-confidence and awareness of personal magnificence. Remember divine essence, increase mental clarity, exude joy, enthusiasm, happiness, and shine your light. Cancer, just shine your light. This is called the stars for a reason. You shine out there. You shine. Don't we all just stare up at the stars? We're drawn and attracted to them. You be you and you will draw and attract to you the right opportunity. Whether it's financial or relationship, whatever it is, right? You be you. You shine out there, because nothing is sexier than self-confidence. You just go be confident. That the right person for you will see it and go, oh my God, there's my Mrs. Clooney or my Mr. Clooney, right? Okay, you guys take really good care. I'm on Facebook every day. I really get into the astrology over there. I really do love reading, so you wandered into one. And so thank you. If you want to see my normal readings, check out your September reading. I will link up here. The mid-month, the continuation, the second half of the month of that one will come out next week. So make sure you hit the notification bell when you subscribe so that you can be notified when that comes up. And then at the end of the month, we are going to take a look at Venus and Mars and Mercury, not astrologically, but because the personal planets are moving forward, I want to see how can we create the success using that energy when we're moving forward and the rest of the world feels like it's just spinning around backwards. All right, you guys take care, and I'll talk to you soon.